The room shimmered in soft pastels, a carefully curated illusion of joy. Balloons floated like promises above every chair, swaying with the air conditioning. Tables were sprinkled with pink and blue confetti, as though trying to mask the truth beneath them. At the center stood a towering cake sculpted into the shape of a teddy bear, its frosted smile mocking the celebration. Laughter bounced off the walls. Glasses clinked like tiny bells, and voices wove together in cheerful ignorance. Emily sat glowing, hands cradling the gentle curve of her stomach, her smile radiant, picture-perfect. Every detail of the baby's shower had been her creation. She had obsessed over for weeks, determined that everything be flawless. And why not? It was a celebration of life, of family, of our future together. Only it wasn't. In my hand, folded tight enough to cut skin, was a truth I had carried like a flame in my chest, hot, volatile, waiting. Still, I wore my best mask, lips calm, eyes steady, heart slamming against my ribs like a prisoner begging for release. I stood slowly and tapped my glass with the back of a spoon. A soft chime rang out. Conversations died. Faces turned toward me in polite curiosity. Emily's eyes lit up with warmth. I lifted my glass. To my wife, I said, smiling as though nothing was wrong. The most beautiful, radiant woman I've ever known. She beamed, her eyes glistening. And to the real father of this child. The room collapsed into silence, heavy and suffocating. All color drained from Emily's face like paint washed from a canvas. She laughed awkwardly, voice trembling. Jason, what are you talking about? I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out the folded paper. Crisp, clinical, unforgiving. I had a suspicion, I said, unfolding it slowly. So I did what any man would do. I got a paternity test. A champagne glass slipped from Claire's hand and shattered on the floor, the sound splitting the silence like a whip crack. Emily's mouth hung open. Her eyes darted to the paper, then to me. Jason, this isn't funny. Should I read it out loud? I asked, my voice cool, measured. And suddenly we weren't in a baby's shower. We were in a courtroom. She on trial. Me, judge and executioner. Let's rewind 6 weeks. I wasn't a jealous man. Never had been. I didn't hover. I trusted. But something had changed. Her eyes stopped meeting mine the same way. Her answers to simple questions came half a second too late. Her phone was always face down. Then one night, as she slept beside me, her phone lit up. Just one word on the screen. Ours. Sent from an unknown number. I didn't wake her. I just stared. A cold pit bloomed in my gut. I knew. Not everything. Not yet. But enough. The next day, I called in a favor. A private investigator. Discreet and thorough. What he found was apocalyptic. Photos. Video. Hotel lobbies. Familiar touches captured in stills that burned through my eyes. And the man? Mark. My best friend. My brother in all but blood. Betrayal doesn't always arrive with bang. Sometimes it slides in quietly and rearranges everything. I didn't explode. I didn't confront. I waited. I had a paternity test done behind her back. When the results came, I opened them alone. 0.0%. That number rang louder than any scream. My world didn't shatter. It calcified. Emily had begged for a lavish shower. So I helped plan it. I smiled, kissed her cheek, hung pastel decorations with trembling hands. Because revenge, when served right, tastes like justice. And now, standing in the center of a room full of smiles turned to stone, I held up the paper. This baby isn't mine. The air was a vacuum. Gasp, slice of silence. Her father's jaw clenched. Her mother's face went pale. Mark, sitting near the back, froze. I turned to him. Anything you want to say, buddy? He didn't speak. Couldn't. His face had gone slack, as if he was watching his life unravel in real time. Emily whispered, Jason, please, we can talk about this later. No, I said flatly. Now, in front of everyone. Tears streaked down her face. I made a mistake. I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. This was war. Then I turned to the crowd. I want you all to understand something. I stood by this woman. I built a life with her. And every day she looked me in the eye, knowing this child wasn't mine. She let me rub her belly, talk to a baby that didn't belong to me. She smiled and planned this entire charade, knowing it was built on a lie. Her sob broke through like a fault line. And Mark, I turned back to him, my best friend, the man I asked to be godfather one day. You drank my beer, sat at my table, told me you had my back, and all the while you were crawling into my wife's bed. He tried to speak. I cut him off with a glance. You two deserve each other. Then, from my pocket, I pulled out a neatly folded set of divorce papers. Already signed. I said, "You'll be served tomorrow." Emily let out a broken cry. Jason, I ignored her. I lifted my glass again. To freedom. Then I set the glass down, turned, and walked out. The night air hit me like absolution. Cool, sharp, clean. The sound of the party faded behind me. My chest should have been heavy, but it wasn't. It was light, hollow, but free. My phone buzzed in my hand. A message from an unknown number. I'm so sorry. I stared at it, then deleted it without replying. Some betrayals don't deserve a response. I looked back once, just once, at the glowing house behind me. Then I slipped into my car, started the engine, and drove away. And for the first time in weeks, I smiled.